verse 11, actually verse 10, going down, that whether I have it or not, it is Christ ambaye ananipatiaga nguvu ya kuendelea katika maisha. So I know sometimes when we just read that scripture alone. All right, today we are looking at managing my generosity and my values and my growth. In the world today, so much emphasis is placed on living longer and cramming more into our lives. We seem to be interested more in quantity than quality. We seem to be interested in quantity than quality. Jesus didn't model that value. Jesus didn't model exactly the value of quantity. He modeled the value of quality. Now, Paul is describing the value of quality, that when he has, when he doesn't have, he's the same person. When the stomach is full and the stomach is empty, he has learned to be the same. And it is then Christ who gives him strength in that situation to do all he can be able to do. Okay? And then he taught us, that is Jesus, that it is not the duration of our life that counts, but the donation. Get the difference. It is not, na kama una kitabu andika, it is not the duration of life that counts, how long, it is how much you give. How much you give. Na swali ni hii, isn't it about what we get out of? It is not about what we get out of, but what we put into. It is more of what you put into that matters, not what is there in for me. What is there in for me? Okay? Consider this question. Consider this question. When I die, what will I leave behind for others? Page 20. When I die, there's a manual in my office, but it's my manual. Do you? Hey, already. Okay. Please, once you're done, you take it back. It's yours. Sorry. Then mine is there. Mine is there. But how come it has been in my office all this time, Victor? Please. Those are domes. When I die, what will I leave behind for others? Ebu jiulize hiyo swali. Will I leave more than inheritance? Will I leave a legacy? Will I leave more than inheritance? Will I leave a legacy? Okay? Now, let's go. The first part, we're going to talk about generosity. The second part, values, and then growth as we go. So, I don't know. If I know where the manuals are, we can give you opportunities to read. Okay, I can see several. Thank you. Good. Okay. Right. Now, in this session, we will focus on these three additional important items to manage our lives. Our generosity, we will remind ourselves about our values, and then go back to the preaching, the message of the preacher. That's how God confirms his word. We will look at growth as we go quickly. Now, our generosity. My generosity gives me significance. Please say after me. My generosity gives me significance. It is not my wealth that gives me generosity. That gives me significance. It is your generosity that gives you significance. Significance is mtu wa kuheshimiwa. Unakuwa na ubora. You have excellence. You are valuable. So when I was preparing, I said, wow. That means the truth is, if you are not generous, then there is no significance in your life. And everybody here desires significance. Is that right, Simon? Yes. You know what the word significant means? A sense of you're somebody who is valuable. I don't know if that's the right word. Somebody who has who is adding value. I'm just going back the same words. Let's move. If your income, watch this. Watch this. If your income doubles overnight, how much money will you give away? If you're earning 50,000 and then in an overnight you're earning 100,000, especially if you do it on a daily basis. Hey, by the way, think of this. How much do you earn in 24 hours? Endo piga hesabu. Your salary, your gross. Calculate per day. Bring it down. Bring it down to a minute. Nikasema, Lord God, remember mercy. If it doubles, how much will you give away? How about if your net worth was suddenly more than you can count? Yani imepitisha ile unaweza, you can't even count. What if you became the richest? Here I need feedback. What if you became the richest person in Kenya? What is tusiende kwa dunia in Kenya? I nearly said in Rongai. In Kenya. We are talking, this class we talk. Clinton, you just discover overnight you are the richest man in Kenya. What will you do?
You will see signs.
There will be signs. Give us one sign. The Bible says signs and wonders shall follow them. What sign?
I love big things.
You love big things.
In the process, they will manifest. An example is an X6 BMW, black one, very dark.
You see? Okay, good. Thank you for being very honest. Someone else, there's another mic there. Dr. Makoha, you just discovered. Tumeishi na wewe miaka yote. Tukikula ngumu. Mungu ametusaidia. I have just discovered overnight I'm the richest in Kenya. No, I want to hear from you. You've heard what he has said. Let's hear from Dr. Makoha. Just discovered you are the richest in Kenya.
Of course, there are several things that will change. Firstly, residence. I'll change residence.
All right.
Yeah, and plan for a number of holidays.
Good. Utoke huko kuja huko kwenye you just see trees, you don't see houses. Unlike where we live, where we just see houses, okay? All right, thank you. Now you can see the value. You can see the younger guy and the older one, the value system. Let's go to the younger one now. Who is there? Give Jakim. You discover you are now the richest young man in Kenya. What will you do?
Honestly.
Thank you.
Personally, I'm more of a video games guy. So I think I'll make my dream set up. Then after that, I'll probably put the rest of the money into a money market fund so I don't waste it all. Yeah.
But first of all, a video game set up, a good one.
Yes, and probably, yeah, and also I think I would buy probably a food cart.
But what?
A food cart, like...
Full cart? What?
Like there's this shawarma food cart at Masai Mall.
Okay, good.
I will buy it, and then I will just be eating by myself.
Unakata tu nyama ukicheza computer game. Ukikula. You have all the money. Honestly, none of you has said you'll help the poor. Okay. Kwanza unajipea pole. Okay. Think about that. But there are moments in life where you find yourself with money, with surplus, with what do you do? That tests your generosity. Your generosity. Thank you, Jakim. That's an interesting one. Wow. All right, let's move. Yes, those are just dreams. But God asks us a real stewardship question every day with our lives. Our response communicates how much He can trust us with our resources or with His resources or more resources. What are we going to do with what we have? By the way, you are already wealthy seated here. You're wealthy. It's just the manifestation, what Clinton is saying. But your gift, your intellect, your skill, this network is already wealth. So what God is expecting and is asking us is, what are you going to do with what you have? Because that which you have is a source to your increase, which tests our generosity. The question isn't what will do if someone obtains a lot of money someday. That is not the question. The question is, with what I have, and sometimes you operate on deficit, but with what I have, what am I doing to become a steward, especially in generosity? Is in this is the issue. What are we doing with our resources now? Mungu amekubariki na nyumba, bariki na gari, biashara. You have all these resources. Even a gadget is a resource. What do you do with it? Now, a case study is in Luke chapter 12, and I'll paraphrase. Is this rich? Jesus gives a story of this rich man who, because actually there's a few scriptures. Let me just read maybe 3 scriptures. Turn with me to Luke. Can you give us? Yeah, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. Maybe the first 3 scriptures. Then he said, beware, don't be greedy for what you don't have. Real life is not measured by how much you owe. Real life is not measured by how you owe. Let's do that verse 16. 16 says, let's go together. And he gave an illustration of a rich man who had a fertile farm and produced fine crops. Let's go. In fact, his barns were full and overflowing. He had a lot and plenty. Let's go. Because there are 3 scriptures there. He said, I know, I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Then I'll have more room, enough to store everything. Let's go, 18, 19. I'll sit back and say to myself, sit back and say to myself, my friend, you have enough store away for years to come. Now take it easy. Unasikia vile watu wakiwa millionaires, ndio hiyo statement. Now take it easy. Do what? Eat. So you are right. You are at least something to eat, drink, and be merry. Let's look at the next. But God said to him, you fool, you will die this very night. Okay, it will not happen to anyone, okay? You be rich, you become a millionaire, you live. But it's a story, it's a proverb, it's an illustration Jesus is giving. Then who will get it all? Who will get it all? Verse 21. Yes, a person is a fool who stores up earthly wealth, but not have a rich relationship with God. Are you seeing? So, this is a case of this rich guy. And so there are 4 things I want us to look there quickly. What happens when our lives centers on ourselves more than others? This particular story is a comparison of somebody who always thinks about themselves. And that's when Clinton anajitetea anasema, if he discovered he's a millionaire now, he will first of all take care of himself. And Jesus is now handling that matter. As you are thinking about, because you, of course, as Dr. alisema, tutahama. If I just discover I'm the richest in Kenya, I just shift. so that I live where ni tarmac, people walk with the horses and dogs. Huko kwetu ni punda ya maji, si ni kweli? Ni kama kwetu Kiserian, nitahama. Nisikutanege na makondo kwa barabara. But as you are thinking of yourself, he says, first of all, the foundation should be your relationship with God, even as he's making you wealthy as you go by. 4 things, very quick. Number 1, this, not the truth on this passage. He was faced with a decision on what to do with the surplus he had. He has harvested. The store is full. He says, I wish I had even more room to have more. Now eat, drink, and have merry. He was faced with the decision of what to do with surplus. Where do you listen? When you have more than enough, how do you behave? How is your heart? Number 2, he chose to store up his surplus and consume it all for himself. Unasema Mungu hata wewe umeangalia. Mali nililelewa ilikuwa ni shida. Tulikula cabbage na maharagwe. You know there are people now that they have a bit of surplus, they don't want to meet with beans and maharagwe anywhere because that's what they ate. Now you say, now that I have surplus, let me eat well. That was the story. Na watu wengi hufanya hivyo. Hata mimi kuna wakati tunajipa pole kama familia. Unasema tumekula cabbage. Tumekula hii inaitwa kitu inaitwa njahe. You know njahe? And kadhalika. Number 3, he was shocked when his life ended and God found him bankrupt. His heart was bankrupt. He had it all. 4, he failed in life because he never developed a generous spirit. Tuweke hiyo verse 21, some generous heart. Paul anasema nikiwa nao niko sawa. Kama sina niko sawa. That's a test of generosity. Maana kuna watu wapendwa, kama hana mtajua, maana hana furaha. Everybody is laughing, but it's just like this because he doesn't have. The same person, find him or her when he has. Even when people are not laughing, he's just smiling on his own. Unamwona tu ana smile. There's a problem of generosity. Yes, a person is a fool who stores up earthly wealth. Na hakuna mtu anasaidia. You know the story of, who gave us the story? Is it here? Somewhere, Reverend Kabith, he gave us a story. It's a common story. This rich man in the neighborhood, in the village, everybody wakifiwa, huyu amefiwa, yeye anatumana maziwa tu, ndoo ya maziwa. Until kwake kukafiwa. So he's in the shopping center, he's asking people, why aren't people coming to my place? Watu wanashangaa, anauza, kwa nini watu wakuji kwangu? So when he began to call people to come, they used to come with gallons of milk and place at the gate and go. Sasa hakawa na maziwa nyingi na hakuna watu. That's what you're talking about. He was not generous in his heart. Now, why does accumulating more resources fail to lead to generosity? Now, the way you're seated, sit in 3 quickly. You two, ama two, turn behind. The person behind is your. You don't choose for yourself. That is thinking about yourself. Just turn behind and discuss with that person. Na kama hauna, acha tuone wala ambao hawana. Ezra, nyuma yako ni Mariata. Discuss. 2 of you, two. Why is the problem of accumulation causing us not to be generous? I'll repeat the question. So, mko wawili hapo. Haya. Nyinyi mmesoyana, hapa mmesoyana. Sit back. You see that man behind you? Sit with him. Brian, Jakim, Victor, good, it works. Haya, the question is quickly, now you have only 2 minutes to answer. Why does accumulating more resources fail to lead to generosity? Discuss. Hii ni dakika moja tumemaliza. Why, when you have a lot, there's no generosity? What is the problem? And please be honest. And even get a practical apana, Pastor Doreen na Paul. No. No, David, come and sit here. Doreen, sit with Clinton. Sasa mnaongea tu, mnaendelesha story hapa. Ile mtaendelea nao jioni, apana. Get. Be honest. Okay. Why does accumulating more resources fail to lead to generosity? Mutanipatia feedback, chukweni. Thank you. We are okay now. Hiyo mic ingine iko. I need 4 groups to give a feedback. Thank you. That's okay. Good enough. Thank you. Ona sasa Pastor Ann, na Victoria, na Victor. What is the matter? Okay. So I didn't see that. Let's hear from this group. Thank you. Who wants to give just that 1 minute feedback? Yes, you have a lot, but the more you have, the more you struggle with generosity. What could be the issue there? Let's hear from them. Tell us your name, sir.
Edwin.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, thanks. If you're free, it's okay. Let's hear that group.
So, I think that accumulation is a result of greed. And when you accumulate much, it's like a habit, so it will be hard to give. When you start accumulating, it's a habit. So, giving out will be hard.
Why?
Because it's a habit. When you start accumulating, you're holding.
Okay.
Yeah, when you accumulate much, it becomes a big habit.
Not to give.
Yeah, not to give. So maybe you're saying, I'll accumulate right now and I'll give later.
Okay.
It will be hard.
That's what you guys discussed. Okay, add something.
We've also said accumulation is a result of poverty mentality. So you are afraid that you'll never get more, so you hold and hoard for yourself,
Good.
and you don't want to release. Yes, it's also a result of selfishness. The fact that you're accumulating means you're not giving automatically. That's why you have a lot for yourself.
So there's a habit of just accumulating because of a poverty mentality and selfishness. Let me give one more group. Yeah. Joachim, umeongea kutosha. Pea ego. You are with who? No, you Brian, yes. Go ahead.
We also say that kuna pride.
Pride.
You actually get it. So you don't want to share with others because maybe others laughed at you who are in the same situation, evil, but sasa ume elevate. So you have pride, so you don't want to.
You ask, pride says, where were they when I was accumulating wealth? Okay. Can I give one more group who wants to volunteer? Thank you, Marigo. Sema. Yes. Just say what your outcome.
About pride.
Yes.
Whereby you want people to say that ule anakuanga na pesa ule. You want that sense of entitlement and boasting.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Final group, Clinton. Then we carry on.
When we say that money or resources, you already have many plans. So actually, hata hiyo pesa ijatosha, hata hiyo mingi bado ijatosha. And number 2, I remember actually, Jenny Paul sometimes alikuwa akihubiri akisema, if I give you 2 million, what will you do with it? But what actually I need right now is probably 4 million. So nita invest. Yes, hiyo part of my pay is actually just part of what I need.
Okay.
And number 2 is money or resources will never be enough. So you seem to have that habit of actually, I want to invest or I want to actually have more in the process. Yeah.
Thank you. Are you noticing then, now turn around for those who are turning back, and then don't move so far, just don't move so far. Are you realizing then, the reason why God gives you is, He requires you to be generous. The reason for acquiring resources is for generosity. That is a revelation you must understand. Let's move. Why is it important to be generous today? Number 1, giving turns your focus outward. Giving turns your focus outwards. There are many reasons, but we're just looking at 3. You stop focusing on yourself. You begin to be a blessing to others. You begin to reach out and meet needs. And that's what Jesus says in Matthew 6:21, that where your treasure is, that's where your heart will also be. And that's a very clear scripture. He said that to put your money somewhere, your heart will follow. Where you put your money, automatically your heart follows there. Whether it's in investment, whether it's in church, in the kingdom business, in your family, where you put your money, your heart follows there. I'm just moving quickly now. Generosity is changing one focus from yourself to others. Generosity, kujipea pole is not generosity. No. But when you help someone else, you're focusing on them. That's generosity. Number 2, giving adds value to others. Giving adds value to others. For example, okay, and for the young people, I celebrate you. Let's celebrate the young people. My value has been added. They blessed me with these shoes. Ningekuwa sasa nimechapa zingine zimekaa hivi. That's value. So your blessing adds value. In my lifetime, I never thought I would wear Timberland. Naonaka tu kwa TV na kwa TikTok. Giving adds value to others. Somebody doesn't have genuinely, they're sleeping hungry. Genuinely, listen to my word. When you help them, you add value. The other day, in our road going home, there was this elderly lady living in a single room just on the road. And I kept passing and something hit me. I said, maybe she may not listen to me, she may listen to Pastor Ann. So I told Pastor Ann, please, why don't you reach out to this lady? Then suddenly she disappeared. And then she comes back and I notice she has changed. She's not looking strong as she was. So I think she went and inquired, and now she was sick. And notice we've never seen her again. So I was feeling like we needed to bless her because she would cook besides the road, ndiye anapika chakula. Na saa hizo, sisi tunapita hapo na magari kubwa kubwa ziko na tint. I don't know. I just hope there's one in our neighborhood who ever ministered and blessed her. You see what I'm talking about? Just an example. Leo huko wako na nini wameshika huko. Anyone who is generous is valuable. Anyone who is generous is valuable. Tupatie Proverbs 11:24 is a scripture that we all know. Proverbs 11:24. Let's tuisome pamoja. 1, 2, 3, go all of us. Is it possible to give freely and become more wealthy? But those who are stingy will lose everything. 25. The generous prosper and are satisfied. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. It's a principle. It's a principle. And you can start with the little you have as you grow in your generosity. When you add value to others, you do not take anything away from you. I love that statement. Now, lakini, the natural mind speaks like when you give, you're losing. Somebody said that. Because umekuwa na shida, sasa umepata. Unasema wacha watu wakufe na shida zao. Mimi sirudi kwa shida. You think you will increase in wealth. That's when you lose. In fact, the greater you're giving, the greater you're living. The greater you're giving, the greater you're living. Number 3, giving helps the giver. Giving inakusaidia wewe, it helps you as a giver. And Luke 6:38, give and it shall be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give unto you when you give. So I employ us today to become generous. You cannot help but benefit yourself when you become generous. Because of time, we can't do the second discussion. Let's move to making the decision to model generosity. Then we move to value and then growth. Making the decision to model generosity. Here are some of the tips. There are many, but we can just look at these 5 quickly. Now, someone can help me read. Wala ambao kuna manyu. Who is there? That kwa kina Lina hapa. Muna vitabu tusome. Who was the manual? Number 1. Where are you reading from? From the phone. How did it get to the phone? Read.
Making the decision to model generosity. Number 1, don't keep score. Give others your resources without keeping track of your gift.
Now, dealing with the spirit of selfishness. Wakati umekopesha Makoha, acha si kukopesha, umembariki na 500 unaandika hapo. Dr. Makoha 500. Nikuone unione unipigie tena. You keep record. That's what we're saying. Don't keep scores. You will never grow in generosity. Give and forget. Number 2. Let's move. Someone else. Upande who? Clinton.
Give others yourself, not just your money.
You remember the example I gave you of the rich man who was taking milk every time to the villages? Now, don't just give milk. Go with the milk and be there and support. Give yourself. Offer your time and energy sacrificially. And in ministry, in Christianity, in relationships, in families, this is what distinguishes us when you give yourself freely. Number 3, someone?
Don't wait for prosperity to become generous. Manage what you have now.
Yeah. If your salary is 15,000, Clinton has said, and your budget is 20, with that, trust God that usikule, there is something to give to someone. Either bless your parents, bless your sister, bless a brother, something like that. Don't eat everything. Don't wait to be rich to give. You'll never. Number 4.
Find reasons to give every day. Look for excuses to give generously to others.
Find reasons to give every day. Look for excuses to give generously to others. Find a reason. Usiseme na watu siku hizi wanaombanga. It's an opportunity. Of course, we have to be careful also not to be taken advantage of, because sometimes that happens. Watu wakishazoea. You know those relatives of yours, ikifika tu 29, 30 of a month, unaona kasimu. Mzee, huko tu. Situkule, tunaweza kula pata kitu ya kukula. I used to have a cousin like that. So nirushie 2,000 nikulange. I used to have a cousin like that. Ikifika tu ananipigia pastor. Wewe pata 2,000 hapo tukulange. Yaani mimi nimepiga kazi mwezi mzima, nimtumie 2,000 yeye akulange. But alikuwa mtu ya karobo, so karobo akaendelea na karobo, akaendelea lungs ni liver ikaenda ikiwa ndogo. Bahati mbaya tukamzika. Unaona? Bahati mbaya. Number 5. Go ahead. Na ulituongoza vizuri sana. Uendelee hivyo tu. Yes.
Find people every day to whom you can add value to. Be proactive in looking for people to invest in.
Let's be real. Can we practice this? Hii context yetu ya Africa in fact usipoombwa kwa muda unasema thank you Jesus. Hawajapiga simu. hii mwezi hakuna mtu ameniomba fare. Here, to grow in generosity, we are saying tips of modeling generosity is find people to whom you can add value to. See tu pesa. Find, if you are, I don't know which is a good example, just walk with someone. And in fact, that nimekumbuka, there's a pastor I need to call. There's a man I need to call. Not necessarily to give him money, but just to see how he's faring on. See how he's faring on. That is adding value. Most of the time tunajifikiria. Angalia hizo vitu nne hapo. Those 4 things. Follow these rules in adding value. Number 1, value people. This is under number 5. Value people. Treat everyone with respect. Is a way of generosity. Heshimu tu watu. Know what people value. In other words, listen to them, understand them, know what they value. This could be your boss, your parents, your senior spiritual leaders, your friend, whatever, your spouse. Make yourself more valuable. Grow in relevant ways. Make yourself valuable. Ukue mtu, be relevant in as far as value is concerned, so that you can be a significant person. That's the word I'm looking for. Number 4, do things that God values. Do things that God values. Since he loves unconditionally, so we must. Which one step should you take today to model generosity? Write it down. Now, this is a personal reflection. Tumeangalia 5, don't keep scores. Give yourself to others. Don't wait to be prosperous. Begin now. Number 4, find a reason to give every day. And then number 5, ni kama number 4, find people to bless every day. Wewe ni ipi unachukua to go and begin to practice? Write it down. And this is a commitment to you and God. And by the way, if you check the 5 areas, there is where you're doing very well. Now, if peradventure you discover you have none of the 5, you have never started being generous. Unatoanga tu kwa sababu pastor amesimama kwa madhabahu, anasema ni wakati wa sadaka. Unasema ayayayaya. Hujafika hapo. Check. So take one step. Now let's look at value. We've done with generosity. By the way, if you want to read more of this, go and find a book by John Maxwell. Says, what matters today. Today matters, something like that. Read, you'll get the whole book, this one, and you'll have more stuff. Number 2, values. We are looking at values now. My values gives me direction. My values gives me direction. Now let's see this. Over the last 5 years, global companies in the marketplace have faced lawsuits because of moral and financial crimes. And those who are in the corporate world know what I'm talking about. In churches, ministers and priests have also faced criminal charges because of their failure to live a life of integrity. Criminal charges. Wamepelekwa kotini, wamefutwa kazi, they have been interdicted, and the way she was telling us in the morning, integrity, because of loss of values. Professional athletes, these are sports people, share the same story. How many boxers do you know? How many athletes, wale wa kukimbia? How many fantastic footballers have failed, have been stopped from playing because of value system? Somehow, they believe they can do whatever they want out there in the field. It will catch up with you at some point. They feel exempt from the rules of society. Yani, zile sheria za society, don't be a drunkard, don't live hopeless life. No, not hopeless, don't live careless life. Yet because you have money or you're a pastor, don't just live anyhowly. As a pastor, ati nimeenda kukunywa soda, chai, Apple Legend. Ebu imagine. No. Alafu nikitoka hivi nasikia, bwana asifiwe pastor. Values. There are places I don't go. There are things I don't do gari yangu hainaga tint. Okay, yako iko na tint, hata mchana hatukuoni, yangu haina. So you don't find me with a sister. Ati tunaenda Isinya. Tunaenda Isinya kufanya nini? Kama tunaenda Isinya, we tangulia tukutane huko Isinya. But if you are 3-4 people, we can go. Integrity, value systems. Let's go. What do all of these stories have in common? Simtu nisaidia kusoma. Hata mimi nimese mate kidogo. Who is there? What do all these stories have in common? Someone read. Yes.
Values.
Do you know where we are? Yes. Second paragraph.
Yes.
Yes, just say what do, and see what do all these stories have in common?
What do all these stories have in common? Values. Every story reflects the incredible damage that can be done when individuals lose direction as they forget to practice values. Values gives us a moral compass. We need them to make good and wise decisions, especially when we face tempting circumstances.
Just hold there. Now, let me ask a question. In Kenya, what are some of the values we struggle with generally as Kenyans? Ya kwanza? Na hiyo mic iende hivyo kwa Maureen ikienda hivyo, okay? Wewe anza kwanza. Okay, wewe umesoma haya, patia Maureen. Generally in our country, what do you struggle with? Something that generally as a country, hata sisi we are victims, that is not a good value.
Maybe corruption.
Corruption. Yeah. Corruption.
The leadership is not good.
So leadership.
Yes.
Kama ile tuliona ya pastor, ule pastor alikuwa hapa kwa madhabahu. Huyo pastor ni wa kanisa gani? Na kwa nini mnakitiki tu pastor? Tafuteni mtu mwingine, tafuteni business person. Thank you, but leadership. Yeah. Leadership values are not okay. Thank you. Come where Paul hapa hivi tukienda hivyo. Paul, David, generally in our country. Now, but they being in the corporate world, what is this biggest struggle?
Political accountability.
Critical?
Political accountability.
Political accountability. Hey, maneta jina mzito. Please explain.
Like the way the government in place promised so many things, but there's nothing that is happening.
Yeah. Wacha hapo tupite tu tukiandaa. Mungu atusaidie. You know, these big things have been promised. Huko kwetu juzi nimekuwa huko naona stadium ilijengwa na haraka imesimama hivi tangu 4 years ago. Paka naomba tu Mungu, can the president just declare he is doing a celebration in Trans Nzoia, counting the stadium? That's when it will be finished. That's not good. That's political accountability is a value that we have failed. Anyone wants to add? Pastor? What are some of the general value challenges in our country today?
Disunity.
Disunity. Hey, thank you. Haya, najua tuko na nyingi. Tuendelee. Now, a biblical story, 1 Samuel chapter 24. This is a story where David is hiding together with his men. Remind me the name of that cave. There's a name of that cave. Is it Adullam? Yes, Adullam, where King Saul comes with his army. And then he goes and amechoka King Saul. And he goes right there. And the armies of David tell him, your enemy, the man who has been chasing after you, has come. This is our moment to finish him. Unfortunately, Saul, the king, sleeps. And David looks like amekubaliana na army, anaenda kumuua. So David goes and cuts the piece of a robe of King Saul's cloth. Alafu anamamusha, amuka mzee. Ameshika panga na ameshika karaka. Okay, it doesn't say that in the Bible, but that's my imagination. And then they have a conversation. And he tells him, because you Saul, he didn't say, imagine it was you. Unasema, nimekupata leo. In fact, hiyo kisu umewekelea hapo. Unasema, sasa sema nani ndio mkubwa leo. But then you do that, but you don't do it physically. Unafinyanga mtu mpaka amelemewa, unasema, ndio utanijua mimi ni nani. David just told him, as long as you're king of Israel, you are still an anointed man. Na huyu ndiye amekuwa akitaka kumuua. How many times did Saul attempt to kill David? Check. Yani, wakati Saul ako na mashaitani na msumbua, wanasema iko kijana, ataimba tu mashaitani zitatoka. He ministered to him, but maybe we can pick a scripture. Sam, keep rolling down. Verse 20. 20, up somewhere. Verse 19. Who else would let this enemy get away? May the Lord reward you. This is now Saul responding to David. So, rudi tu juu huko 14, 15, tuone kama iko. Who is the king of Israel trying to catch anyway? Should he spend his time chasing? Let's go down. Look at my father. Hey, boss. To the prophet. Let's go down. I'm looking for that place. This is Saul speaking, okay? That I have sinned against, even though you have been hunting for me to kill me. Let's go down. Sam, umeenda kwa mstari gani? You found the one that David is saying. Look at my father. Okay. Yeah. Look at my father, at what I have in my hand. It is a piece of your robe. I cut it off. I did not do what? Kill you. I tell you the truth, if it were us, you would have killed him while he's talking to him. He said, this proves that I am not trying to harm you, and that I have not sinned against you, even though you have been hunting for me to kill me. Hey, what kind of value system did David have? Huko hapa tu ni nafasi unakosa ya kurevenge. As you're looking at me, ule mutu, ule dada yangu, ule my colleague, my business partner, unatafutaga nafasi. He said, I will not. Value system. Let's look at some of these value systems. Now, this is Saul, this is David, okay? Let's compare. Let's read. Who is there? Saul's values cost him. Number 1, read. Hey, tunasoma.
To harm those who threatened him.
Okay, to harm those who trusted him. And then for David's value?
To harm no one.
Good. Let's go. Next person. Pastor. Saul's value cost him to?
Possess rage, jealousy, and envy. David's values caused him to be at peace with himself and God.
Don't you see? That's a value. The next cost, Saul's value?
To be volatile in behavior. David's value system caused him to be predictable and righteous.
What is volatile? What does that mean? Victoria, what does that word mean? You don't. Huh? Aggressive? Huh? Aggressive. Yeah, all right. But David chose a predictable. He's the same person. Number 4.
To Saul, to disobey God in the little things. David, to obey God in the little things.
Yes, that's a value system. Saul, we know his story. Is this 1 Samuel chapter 15, where he disobeyed? Let's go to 5.
Saul's value caused him to lose integrity by covering his sin. David's values caused him to keep his integrity by respecting Saul.
And respect. Until Saul told him, then you're fit to be the king of Israel. Because he had rescued his life and honored him. Why values matter today? And today we are talking about now, 2025. Here are some of the word pictures that describe why values are so valuable. Number 1, values are your anchor. Sam, unaweza kutafutia picha ya nanga, ile ya meli. You can get it, an anchor. We know an anchor. Kuna wimbo tuliimbaga zamani chorus ya Yesu ni nanga. Ama ni tuliimbaga wapi Paul hiyo wimbo? Huko kwetu Western, Vera. Si ile ya nanga, sio hiyo. Nanga. They can hold you in place during storms of life, even when everyone is wavering. When you throw the anchor into the ocean, into the depth, it hooks on a stone or a rock. It can't move. That's a value system. So what values are anchors in your life? That iwe ni nini ama nani, sitabadilika. I will not compromise. Number 2, values are your faithful friend. Values are your faithful friend. They remind you of your intentions and hold you accountable to what is right. Yo nanga. That's the anchor we're talking about. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So values become your friends. Please don't let down your friend called values. And some of us, we find ourselves there once in a while. We let down our values. Please hold on to your values, however the compromising situation it is. Kanjondi hawa wametokea tu kwa biashara. Wakati umefungua tu, kanjondi hawa. Na wamekuja na kile kinyororo, na ile pickup. How do you manage? You know me, I like talking about this police, especially in Rongai. Let me give you a story the other day. I was rushing to Thika Road for a meeting. Nimefika hapo karibu Nyoto, karibu police station. Because there's a car that is a very nice car I'm using, but ilikuwa na changamoto fulani. And I knew if they stop me, my business is, I'm not going to go where I'm going. So I saw a crowd of policemen, like 5. Nikapiga hesabu, magari iko mbele yangu, 1, 2, 3, nikajua mimi nitaeko kwa hiyo group. So nikaingia Rubis, nikapiga U-turn, nikaenda nikapita hapa Deliverance Church, nikatokea kwa junction hapa, amesimama ameangalia huko, nilipiga tu hivi. Na nikaenda. Because if I just faithfully stayed, I know ningesikia tu. Huku nyuma ya hakuna brake light hata moja. In fact, taa ziko upande moja ya gari. Can you imagine? Hii side nyingine hakuna taa hapo. Hakuna. Kwa sababu maybe gari ilikuwa imekabla kutumika. So, what did I do? Integrity. So I came back. Yesterday I called my guy. Nikamwambia, please come. Come and fix bulbs in this car. So he came. So I asked him, so umeweka? Akasema, hey pastor, bulb 7 bulbs. Nikasema, weka bulb, wacha mambo ya kusema 7. Now I'm okay, I can pass. Hata nakanyaga tu brake ndio waone. And you know, police are they are very clever. They let you, wanakusimamisha alafu wanaacha upite kidogo. Si utakanyaga brake ndio simame. Anaona tu huyu hana brake na unashikwa. So value. I didn't want to compromise. Maana nimeingizwa huko kwa police station mara kadhaa. The other day I went for a good reason. Hata nikaongea nikasema, mimi nashukuru Mungu leo tumekuja kuwahudumia, Bwana asifiwe. Si kushikwa. Where are we? Number 3, values are your North Star. Values are your North Star. North Star is what, kwa compass, your north, inakuwa to north. They guide you when your future is unfamiliar and uncertain. Let's see, we will choose one. We'll do one discussion as we come to a close. Where to start with values? Now we need to move quickly. 1 hour text is a very short time. Create a list of good values. That's the action number 1. Please, create a list of good values. And there shouldn't be more than 6. So 6 is the highest. 4, 5, 6, create your values. Number 2, make a decision to embrace those values daily, regardless of your feelings. So how are you going to do this? Is every day. Values must be practiced every day. Okay, then 3, I'll give you an opportunity to discuss. Tell your values to others. I like that. Share with your friend, with your spouse. In fact, for a spouse in marriage, your values must be one. If one of your values is generosity, for example, Utapataga mmoja ana changamoto ya generosity. Msaidie so that we all attain the value of generosity. If it is something love or whatever, just share with a friend, and then they hold you accountable. Number 4, compare your values to your practices. Compare your values to what you do every day. At the place of work, wakati uko peke yako, Mungu amekutuma, umeenda kazi Mombasa, umeenda kazi Ethiopia, you are there. Check your practice with your values every day. You know, you might think you are not known. Let me give you an example. So values are very important because you might go to a place na unafikiri hujulikani. Wakati tu utaingia kwa reception hivi unasikia, Clinton, kwani you come these days? You're like, oh my God. One time in Malindi, I just walked into a supermarket and mimi nasikia tu Joshua, Malindi. Kumbe ni colleague tulikuwa naye high school. Akaniambia unafanya nini huku? Nikamwambia mimi because I was alone. Nikamwambia no, niko na familia. Akasema wewe uko sawa. Uko sawa kwa sababu kuna wengine hii hawa colleagues wanakujaga huku lakini hawakujagi na familia. 5. Evaluate each day in light of your values. So, it's not enough to just have good, make decisions on them, to embrace them, not to tell. It's not enough to tell. Itoshi tu practice. Please sit and check. Where are you derailing on these values? That's key. We're coming to the last one. That's very key. Check your values. Nanditaka tuangalie kitu. Anyway, the question should be, what is one of your top values that you try to live by? It's good to just hear. Baraka, are we okay? Are you getting what I'm talking about? You know now yeah, okay. So tell me, what's your one value that you keep every day? Give her the microphone. Nikulete kwa class. In fact, come and sit next to Elsie here. Come. I know you're. By the way, you know, we saw this girl born 2 minutes. Not even born. Yani, Mungu ni mwema. Let me tell you something. When your mother was giving birth to you, we were there. Ya alikuwa huko ndani, sisi tuko hapa nje. Tunasikia akimsifu Bwana na sisi tunashukuru Okay? That's how important you are to our life, okay? So what one value that you love keeping every day? You take the mic. Just one. And she's become very pretty, right? Yeah. Do you know a value? For example, generosity, honesty, truthful. What? Any value?
I try my best to live by kindness.
You live by kindness. I appreciate her. Kindness. Yes, it's a value. Thank you. All right, let's move now to the last part. This is growth. We've talked about generosity, we've talked about value system. Now the final one is what our pastor for today preached to us. She was really in the spirit. Our growth. My growth gives me potential. Please say after me, my growth gives me potential. The final issue may be the most important one. If you are still growing in any area, there is hope for you. Can I hear an amen? If you're still growing in any area, there is hope. The truth is, it is not so much where you are, but what direction you are going, and that is what matters. The direction you're going to matters. Robert Louis Stevenson said, to be what we are and to become what we are capable of becoming, it is the only end of life. To be what we are and become what we are capable of becoming is the only end of life. You must keep growing. You must continue becoming something. Hiyo ingine yote mtajisomea at your own time. The last line, a life that is positively changing in proper measure as to whether information is making a difference in one's life. A life that is positively changing is the proper measure as to whether information is making a difference in your life. Will all of us know AI is here? AI is here. In other words, anything you need. Watu sasa waendi kwa Google, tulihama Google. Tuko kwa AI. Hata kuna watu, please, don't get your sermon from AI. I know it can even give you exegesis. It can give you revelation, mpaka useme, my God, but don't. Because watakwambia, those who formed AI, were they Christians? No. They have never known a door of a church. Maybe they're just nominal Christians, Catholics, or Presbyterians, or stuff. So, I don't know now in institutions, Daktari, what will happen to universities and assignments and research. Will they be checked against AI to see if they borrowed from there? I guess there must be policies now, because wacha hata kwenda college, hizi high school, especially hizi high school international hizi akina Vikita Mbogo, huko wanacheza na AI namna gani? Ati amefanya homework. They subject it to the test. Inasema tu ulitoa hapo, unaambiwa go and think and write. Because if we go, I'm telling you, information is all over the place. With all this, are we growing? AI can help you grow, can help you manage your business. Am I right? It can produce, and by the way, I'm told the founders of AI don't sleep. They are watching the new invention, the new idea you're bringing in AI, wanaichukua. They improve on it. So that's how the world is going. And so think in the next 5 years, the level of information will be plenty, will be great. Are you growing? So itakuwa ni makosa. It will not be good for a child of God not to grow in this time and day. Misconceptions about growth. Si ukweli. Number one, growth is automatic. That's false. It's not. Victor, are you getting that? Growth is not automatic. For example, you get, like I was giving an example of Barak. The mother brings a wonderful baby and decides, you go stay on top of a tree. I'll come after 6 months. Will the baby grow? Victor, will the baby grow? I know it sounds funny. Will the baby grow? No. So growth is deliberate. Growth is deliberate. You have to do your own growing. Just a statement. It doesn't matter how your grandfather is tall. You have to do your own growing. Number two, growth comes from information. Is a misconception. There is a lot of information right now. Anything you need. How to polish a shoe. Weka kwa AI, itakutolea. What is the most crazy thing you can ask AI? How to chew well. Itakutolea. Anything. You can't grow sometimes with that kind of information. There is a level of growth. Look at the next statement. Nasema, knowledge without application means little. So you need to go for information that helps you to grow. Simon, I like when I teach these guys in this kind of classes because I challenge them. What do you want to be when you finish, when you go to university? What do you want to study?
Aerospace engineering.
Ati?
The engineering of planes.
Engineering of planes that go to the space. Ama tu ndege. Did you know that young man? Let's stand. Do you know what he does? He's a what? Yo ulimi yangu inakuwa mzito. Hebu sema hiyo kosi yako. Aeronautical engineer. I asked him the other day, so you were in attachment, so what are you doing? He said, where I am, we are checking there's a word he gave me. We are checking the quality of the parts of planes. Ile mguu ya ndege, it has a rim, right? There's a machine that has to confirm that what you can't see with your eyes, the machine can show you that that rim has no crack. That's what he's practicing in attachment. I said, what do you mean endelee kuwa pastor? Iyo, mtu afanye ya? So I'm glad. So you need to hang out with him and ask him, how is it? Na ndio maana Leslie nakuombeanga, upate kazi kwa Itihad. Sema amen. Upate kwa gani? KLM. Ndio utubebange. Utubebange wakati tunaenda London. Number 3, growth comes with experience. Did you, I know, tukiwa wadogo tulikuwa tunaambiwa experience is the best teacher. That's false. I tell you, experience is the worst teacher. Is the worst. Edwin, is the worst. Sasa, unaambiwa na mwalimu, wacha upitie hiyo kitu ndio utajifundisha. Is that helping someone? That's how we grew. So I have come to learn experience is the worst teacher. And that's what I'm saying, Simon, if we are walking with you, you don't have to go through what I went through. Just listen to me. You will not do mistakes I did. High school, nusungusha watu high school kusumbua watu. Niliwaambia iko miaka ya zamani, watu walikuja huko kanisa Crystal Plaza for a service to just confirm that Pastor Joshua is a pastor. Why? So you don't have to, people don't have to come and confirm that you're now a good man. Just stay good because experience is the worst teacher. 4, growth is unnecessary for me. Sinona, if you plan to lead, you must keep growing. That's the truth. All of you are growing, all of you are leading. Let me say this. All of you are leading. Ezra, you're leading there where you are. So, bado ulipata kazi ama bado? Ulipata kazi ama bado? But ulimaza attachment. Bwana upate kazi haraka in Jesus' name. Yeah, sawa. Tunataka watu wapate kazi. So where you go, you'll find yourself just the leadership thing is coming up. It's coming up. So if you're a leader and all of you are leading where you are, you must grow. That's why this class is intentional, whether you feel it or not, because we must keep growing. At the end of the day, I know my time is up. Let's see if we can do just a discussion, and then we can close. Biblical case study of growth. This is from Philippians 3. Ile tulisoma kimakosa lakini haikuwa kimakosa. Philippians 3, 12 to 14, where Paul says, I have not attained, yet I strain towards the mark. You know, I count it all dung to reach out to perfection. And I keep working towards the day that I will finally be all that Christ Jesus saved me for and wants me to do. One thing I do, Paul says that. So that's growth. That is growth. What is this one thing are you doing? Na hapa kanisani wapendwa, I encourage us. There is a lot we can do. One thing you're doing and do it good. Here and even out there. 4 things as we come to a close. 4 things. Number 1, Paul decided he wasn't where he wanted to be. Number 1. The first step to begin growing is I don't like where I am. And this is the same place where I am. Ni tu kuna changamoto tu, kuna certificate yangu imekwama mahali, Dr. Makoha. Ikitoka, ninasikia hapana. Unajua hapo kwa kanisa yetu unasikia tena next year kuna professor mwingine. Professor doctor mwingine. Paul, if that Fred is a doctor, you know where we have come from with that man. It is God. Nimeenda mpaka kwa kina Fred nyumbani. Siaya huko ndani. He told me one time, Pastor, tumepitia shida. Na mimi nimeamua. Yesterday he had a party. Yesterday, where was I? He's now Dr. Fred Ogut. Mutakuta naye Nairobi University. He's lecturing there. And I knew where we started with that man. When I met him, he had just finished a diploma in Mass College, ile iko South B. That man is a challenge. Sasa siku hizi ashikaki kamera, ati nyuma ya kamera akizungusha hivi, wapi Elisha? Yeye sasa na instruct watu. He is checking people's PhD and master's projects on mass communication and all that. Ukisikia Fred ameenda kazi, ameitwa na serikali huko Lodwa na UN to go and cover a documentary. Unafikiria pesa ni kidogo? So growth. I challenge you to grow. I was talking about myself. Mahali nimefika, sina njia ingine. There is no any other option than to go back to school. Sijui kama nataka kuwa daktari, lakini at least niongeze kitu. Lazima. What about you? Unasema najua masomo ni ya watu wengine. No, listen. You must continue growing. If not an institution, do something. Right now I'm doing a course. It's a global course called Global Training Planning, GTP, Global Training Planning. It's an interesting thing that we're in class. It was a 1-month course, interesting, online, with guys from 23 countries around the globe, online. Kuna siku nilifanya Facebook, nikiwa Nairobi kwa barabara, nimevaa earphones. Nikasikia gari karibu inigonge, because I have to be in the class. Wacha niwape story ya kuchekesha. I was in a matatu. Mungu anisaidie. Kumbe class inaendelea, mimi sijajua, nimeunmute. Matatu ya Ngong inafanya pepo. Nikasikia mtu anasema, Joshua, there is a lot of noise. Growth is sacrificial. Sasa huyu mtu ako huko Denver, US, anashinda, kwani huyu mtu ako wapi? This Joshua, where in the world is he? Because he's never had some kind of noise. I told them I'm in Kenya, in Africa. So growth, sacrifice. Okay, number 2, Paul discovered what he needed. Ya kwanza, he decided, I need to go, I need to grow. 2, he discovered what he needed. He figured out exactly what is worth for him. He figured it out. Please figure it out. Hata kama ulitoka shule 30 years ago, there's still some growing you got to do. Enroll in a short course and do something. Number 3, he determined what hindered him. He determined what hindered him. In other words, aliamua atapigana na ile inamzuia. Paul uncovered exactly what it was that would prevent him from reaching his goal. From reaching his goal. Pastor, you know right now, if I get a scholarship to go and do masters in the US, I can just go. There are no small children. Okay, I'm just saying. Relax. I can go for 2 years and study and come back. See watoto ni wakubwa. So study, grow. Number 4, he discerned how to get it. He discerned. Yani kudiscern, umefunga macho lakini unaona. Now by the way, the problem with that word discernment is not just seeing demons. Please, let me help you. Hiyo ndio shida, unasema I'm a discerner. Mimi naona mapepo hapa. No. It is also good to discern and see opportunity, see a business. Discernment. It's not ya kuona mashaitani. No. I think we're done. The last part is steps to personal growth. And Vera did well. Now that she did well, on Sunday she's teaching us the last lesson called Managing My Personal Growth after service. You see, promotion has come. Okay, hii shida yake hainaga bahasha, lakini tutakupea kombe chai. Here are some practical steps to ensure personal growth in your life. Number 1, and she even helped us in this, make a plan to grow in some way every day. Please underline the word every day. We are very good. Kenyans are known in making plans. The problem is tracking the plan every day. Work out. Everybody say work out. Say exercise. And be sincere with me. You started in January. Inua mkono. You started in January. Hata kama ni kufanya tu nini? Pia in exercise. You started in January. Inua mkono. Usiogope. Inua tu juu. Aya, thank you. Umefikisha wapi sasa? Are you still practicing? Are you still exercising? What happened? You're still doing it? Okay, let's see. So what do you do? What do you like? Today you did? You walk? That's not exercise. Sikieni. Do you walk for?
For 45 minutes.
See, that is up to town. 45 minutes. How many kilometers do you cover? Okay, let me understand. Is it the exercise where unafika nyumbani, unaenda unavaa tracksuit, unavaa viatu na t-shirt na kofia, na unajua wadada, unavaa earphones, then you walk for 45 minutes? Is that what you're talking about? When do you walk? $15 minutes you do? Paul, wewe wacha kuingilia mtu anajaribu. Wewe, what do you do? So you do 3 kilometers approximately. Lakini me I know Vera. Vera si mtu wa kutembeaga hivi. Ushatembea na Vera? Vera anadanga hivi. Vera anaweza enda. Huyu hapana mchezo. So you need to now to download an app called Adidas or which one? Then Strava. Then when you just walk, put it on, it will tell you how many kilometers, how many steps, how many kilometers you're covering, the speed per. Good, and calories, so that usitembee 45 minutes, ukifika kwa nyumba unasema leta mandazi 4. Umerudisha ile umepoteza yote na nikasibure. Na chai ya maziwa usiweke maji na unaweka sukari, uji umemaliza, hakuna hata haja ya kupractice. So please, but on a serious note, kama uko hapa umeingia 40 and above, don't play with your body. So you walk when you're going to work or coming from work? When do you walk? What time of the day? When you're coming from work or something? Okay, wengine hapa najua mnatembea lakini kwa sababu saa nyingine fair inakuwa changamoto. It's okay, but wewe ukiwa na zako lakini unatembea. Tupige. Clinton, are you still doing workouts? Nazo bwana, nyinyi mtusaidie wengine wetu. I'm also doing badly, by the way. I really doing badly. So, just, what was I talking about before the workout story began? Make a plan to grow. Just an example. Number 3, establish goals for growth in key areas of your life. Establish goals. She taught us about that. I don't want to go through that again. It gives you a sense of direction. Can you imagine game na hakuna goal posts? Some of us live like that. Put yourself in growth environment. Yeah? Put yourself in a growth environment. Juzi, my dear wife alipata jirani ametoka gym. That's a growth environment. Know what I'm talking about? Akasema, nangojea kuona vile kutaenda. Hata akaambiwa gym iko hapa, good. Growth environment. Learn to enjoy the journey. Learn to enjoy the journey of growth. Number 5, this is a very important one. File. Everybody say file. File what you learn in a place where you can find it when you needed it. I know, hii kitabu iliandikwa, siku hizo mambo ya internet ikuwa sana, but even now, there are some hard copies, some materials, some notes, some notebooks. Tukienda kwa shelf yako saa hii, uko na notebook ya 2010 mpaka saa hii. Am I right? When's the last time you took one? Yeah, 2015. Tukiwa RIC conference, kusema wacha ni review when. And you have a lot of notebooks. I need you to pick a topic on something, can you get it quickly? Where have you filed it? Maybe kwa laptop, iko kwa folder gani? Umeiweka wapi? Can it disappear? One time I lost my laptop, some like 5 years ago. Everything I had, summons I had, ikapotea yote ikaenda. Number 6, apply what you learn. Na mimi, I have moved beyond application. By now, we should not be talking about application. Listen to me. We are talking about transformation. And your neighbor, you need to be transformed. The way I'm seeing you, the only thing you need is transformation. Transformation. So let's close. But we need to answer a question. So turn to your neighbor. Ule tu mulikuwa na in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, discuss what hinders you to grow. So Elsie, geuka. Mpata jirani mpya. I talk to her. What hinders you from growing? Discuss with your neighbor. And then agree that I am going to begin to grow. Get a neighbor quickly. What hinders me from growing? And it can be whatever area. What hinders you from growing? So you listen to the person. Kama nika excuse tu mwambie pana hiyo ni excuse. I hold you accountable to start growing. Huh? Wanasema nini? Watoto? Sawa. Aya. Okay. Sawa. Let's leave it at that. Any question? Any comment? Any question? Any comment? Okay. So please, those 3 things are very key. Go practice. We'll meet on Sunday again after service. Then we finish this material. We're going to go to the next one when we meet in October. Let's stand up and pray. Kwanza jipigie makofi kwa kuattend. Everybody has written their names. So Ruth,